close, and unplugged. 95 Will Rock's national award-winning Studioeast, where rock bands get intimate and strip it down acoustically. You can stream live video of Will Rock's Studioeast performances at 95willrock.com. Powered by the U.S. Army. There's strong, and then there's Army Strong. Learn more about the U.S. Army at goarmy.com. Now, let's go live to the 95 Will Rock Studioeast.
95 Will Rock, the rock station, live from Studioeast. My name's Jen Marr. We are here with Gemini Syndrome today. Let's hear it for him. Hello. Now, my first question is, do I have any sinners in the audience? Got some sinners in the audience? Yeah, I see some hands up. Because let the record show. If I had not this mic in my hand, both my hands would be up right now, and I'm a sinner, baby.
Love it.
Man, I am so excited to talk to you. Let's get the stuff out of the way first. Tonight, live from the Fuel Room, you guys are playing with Fozzy and the Stir. Tickets available. How's it been on that tour?
It's been good. It's been real good.
Okay.
Chris is one of the most gentle people I've ever met.
You're not on his list, right?
I don't think so.
Okay, good. Well, before...
I don't know what that means.
It's one of his wrestling things.
I see.
Yeah, you didn't want to be on Chris Jericho's list.
Okay.
But after you conclude this tour with Fozzy and the Stir, you guys are going out on a headlining tour. Talk about that one.
Yeah, we'll be out for, 3 weeks or so with Dead Set Society and Spoken. And that'll round out our record cycle for this album. And then we'll go straight into the studio and do another bunch of songs.
Well, we're going to get to that. I find it so fascinating about this trilogy of albums that you are all creating. Really quick, just for the basics, 2010 out of LA, what brought you all together? Besides the love of music.
Well, we have this little alien story we talk about where we got abducted and woke up in the morning with covered in goo. But
and tattoos.
We
nothing implanted or anything?
It was a sign. Well.
Oh, yeah. There's implants. It's kind of like that very first South Park episode. So
I was mute until this band was formed, and now I sing.
And there we have it.
Right?
Well, you
True
know what?
Story.
You were mute until... Well, let's hear you sing now. How about that? How about I shut up and you sing? You guys going to do that for me?
I got to turn my implant on.
I'm turning it on right now. I'm trying. We are hearing... What song are we going to hear first from you guys?
We will start with Remember We Die.
We are live at Studioeast with Gemini Syndrome.
Reconcile this war inside of me. Time is slipping away, and I don't seem to mind missing something that I can't seem to define. Remember we died, but you're still alive. Don't let go, 'cause it's the only thing you'll know. There's plenty of time to see the other side. Remember we died, but until we arrive, don't let go. Just let the light shine from your soul before we run out of time. Remember we died. Can you lend me your ears? I have something to say. I wanna care before it all just slips away. It's a cunning illusion. Time is on my side. Wanna feel before I have to say goodbye. Remember we died, but you're still alive. So don't let go, 'cause it's the only thing you know. There's plenty of time to see the other side. Remember we died, but until we arrive, don't let go, just let the light shine from your soul before we run out of time. Remember we died. I used to beg the angels to carry me away, but as the sun drifts by, I'm begging them to stay. Remember we died, you're still alive, so don't let go, 'cause it's the only thing you know. There's plenty of time to see the other side. Remember we died, but until we arrive, don't let go, just let the light shine from your soul before we run out of time. Remember we died.
Let's hear it for Gemini Syndrome. Tracy and I just looked at each other and we're like, whoa. Excellent. I want to talk a little bit about that video since you started with that song. When you're writing the songs, do you already have the vision of how you want it to be exposed to the people who are listening? Because there's some pretty potent messages, visual messages in that video.
I don't know if the visual was.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was pretty close. When we, because we already had the album pretty much concept dialed in, and then when that song was the flagship on which we wrote everything else on, and so for that song to come out first and for that video to be first, it was really just encompassing everything that we wanted to say about the entire album.
Okay, so let's talk about the albums. Let's go back to this trilogy. So your first album, Lux, came out in 2013, and then you have the second one that comes out. I'm going to butcher this name, so please apologize. Memento Mori?
Perfect.
Is that really?
Yeah, you nailed it.
Your Latin is
Yes.
on point.
Okay, so yeah, my Latin. So there's a common thread. So we're going to have this third one coming up. Talk about why it's considered a trilogy. You know, what story are you trying to convey with these three albums?
Well, go ahead. You got this.
We're pretty much trying to explain the cycle of birth through life, through death, but death not meaning buried in the ground 6 feet under, death meaning resurrection or turning into a new state of immortality or infinity, so that it's the cycle of resurrection over and over and over again.
Okay, so going on that theme, what sort of inside information do you have for us about the third one coming up?
Well, on the outside, it'll look like, there's the profane version of you have life, birth, life, and death, which is very just like concrete.
Cut
And then it's
dry.
over.
The rough ashlar,
Right.
And then you look at the more deep meaning behind it, where birth is actually a rebirth, and life is actually the journey, and death is actually just a transition into a new birth.
Excellent. See, I love all this intellectual stuff. Let's go ahead and hear another song from you guys. What are you going to play for us next?
We will play Stardust.
Excellent. We are live from Studioeast. It's with Gemini Syndrome.
I know this place, it smells like innocence lost. We left the traces of the sins we bought. But I wouldn't change a thing. It's just a waking dream. Look at the wake from the stardust pouring from your eyes. It's no mistake. You are perfect. You are perfect in my mind, and you won't fade away. I know this face, it's so familiar. I'm sure I know you, but it's all a blur. Now I can't recall a thing. It's such a wicked dream. Look at the wake from the stardust pouring from your eyes. It's no mistake. You are perfect. You are perfect in my mind, and you won't fade away. Raise to the memory living inside of me, holds to entirety, writing my story, lasting in blood's on me, so unbecoming. The stardust is leaving me blind, but you won't be left behind. The memories here to remind. Look at the wake from the stardust pouring from your eyes. It's no mistake. You are perfect. You are perfect in my mind. Look at the wake from the stardust pouring from your eyes. It's no mistake. You are perfect. You are perfect. Look at the wake pouring from your eyes. Look at the wake. You are perfect in my mind, and you won't fade away.
95 WIIL Rock, the rock station, live in Studio East with Gemini Syndrome. Wow. So let me tell you real quick, I like to go into the merch stores of the bands that I get to interview and try to find one thing that's a little bit different than maybe some of the other bands. And I came across the Syn cards. They're a deck of 25 cards, each one for each song, correct? And Cameron Gray, oh my God, he's amazing.
Yeah, he is.
What's the thought behind those cards? Are the lyrics on the back, or is it just the visualization of what you think that song means?
The latter part, for sure. We kind of took it based off the 22 major arcana from the tarot deck.
I was going to ask that.
And picked whichever one of that. The major arcana, for people who don't know, is the first 22 cards. Basically symbolizes the spiritual journey of any being. So starting out with the Fool and ending up with the universe and the judgment and all the trials and tribulations that go with that. So we took each card and found which song best appropriately fit to that concept. And then kind of bounced that idea off of Cameron and kind of let him run with it.
Now, has he done things with you in the past?
Oh,
With
just
the artwork
these,
and stuff, or
just these two
cards?
records.
Oh, he did the artwork for the records as
Correct.
well? Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, he's absolutely fabulous. If you guys haven't
Phenomenal.
looked at his website, which I spent a lot of time on yesterday.
Yeah.
So quickly, the industry likes to pin you guys as new metal. And talk about you are a part of the resurgence of the past couple of years of new metal. Now, I heard through the grapevine that that's not a pigeonhole that you're exactly comfortable with. What does Gemini Syndrome think that they are in the industry?
I don't prefer any kind of label, to be honest. You know, the fact that we can come and do acoustic stuff like this and completely transform the songs that we already have, there's certainly elements of heavy music, and I think I can speak for all of us that we're all fans of that. But on the converse of that, we're also fans of every other genre that exists. And I think all that bleeds into what we end up creating.
And Brian's a fan of Justin Bieber. What's that about?
Oh, yeah, huge.
Yeah, well, you know, he follows me on Twitter, so I just try
So
to
you know.
give him little shout-outs over here and there.
So
What
you
up,
have
Beeps?
you have one more song prepared for us today, and I know this one's a cover, and I'm so excited to find out which one this is. I mean, I'm completely enthralled. So what did you guys decide to do for us today as a cover?
You know, we talked about, in the last year or so, there's been a lot of loss in the industry, and we kind of wanted to pay an homage to one of those people at some point. So we chose, this is one of my favorite Linkin Park songs. When Chester passed, he was a big influence on me. And this seemed like an obvious acoustic rendition of My December.
Awesome. We are here in Studio East with Gemini Syndrome.
This is my December. This is my time of the year. This is my December. This is all so clear. This is my December. This is my snow-covered home. This is my December. This is me alone, and
There was something I missed.
and
Make you feel like that. Just wish that I didn't feel like there was something I missed. Take back all the things I said to you.
and I give it all away, just to have somewhere to go to. Give it all away, to have someone to come home to. This is my December. These are my snow-covered dreams. This is me pretending. This is all I need, and
Just wish that I didn't feel like there was something I missed.
and
Take back all the things I said to make you feel that way.
and
Just wish that I didn't feel like there was something I missed.
and
Take back all the things I said to you.
and I give it all away, just to have somewhere to go to. Give it all away, to have someone to come home to. This is my December. This is my time of the year. This is my December. This is all so clear. Give it all away, just to have somewhere to go to. Give it all away, to have someone to come to give it all away, just to have somewhere to go to, give it all away, to have someone to come home to.
Yeah, I got that kind of delayed reaction too. They're performing live tonight at the Fuel Room at Austin's along with Fozzy and the Stir. Go ahead and see them, and then headed out on their headlining tour, Brought to Light. And then you guys are going to take your little break and get back in there and give us this third album that we're waiting for. Although I'm devouring the first two, so I don't know about you guys. Get your tickets, head out to Fuel Room at Austin's. We welcome and we thank you, Gemini Syndrome, for coming and joining us today in Studioeast, and we hope to see you again. This was your first time. It's not going to be your last time.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We are live from Studioeast, brought to you by Marr's Cheese Castle, West Frontage Road, Kenosha, and the U.S. Army. My name's Jen Marr for WIIL Rock.